Your dog doesn't need much from you. They never have. They don't need a big house or expensive toys or a perfect routine. What they need is simpler than any of that. And it's also easier to take away than most owners realize. There are things you do every day, things that feel completely harmless, that your dog experiences as loss. Not confusion, not an inconvenienced loss. They won't tell you, they'll just quietly adjust, and then forgive you for it anyway. Number 1. Ignoring them when you walk through the door. Most people have heard this advice. Ignore your dog when you come home. Don't make it a big deal. Wait until they settle. It sounds reasonable. It even works in a narrow behavioral sense. But here's what's actually happening on the other side of it. Your dog has been waiting, not passively, actively. Studies on canine cognition show that dogs track time through scent decay, monitoring the fading trace of your smell to gauge how long you've been gone. They know you're coming back. And when the door opens, every social instinct they have fires at once. That rush toward you isn't excitement, it's reunion. It's the behavior of a social animal reconnecting with the center of its world. When you turn away, arms crossed, eyes averted, body closed, your dog doesn't process this as calm is required. They process it as rejection. In the language their nervous system speaks, you have just communicated. You are not worth greeting. You can teach a calmer hello, but teach it with engagement, not with absence. The reunion matters to them in a way that goes deeper than behavior. And hold on to that. The dog who used to sprint to the door will come back to what happens when they stop. Number 2, letting them absorb your stress. You're having a hard day. Tense, distracted, moving through the house with that particular kind of quiet that isn't actually quiet at all. You haven't raised your voice. You haven't done anything wrong. But your dog is following you from room to room, unsettled, unable to rest. A 2019 study from Linköping University in Sweden analyzed cortisol levels in dogs and their owners over several months. The finding was striking. Dogs didn't just respond to stress, they synchronized with it. Their cortisol levels tracked their owners' cortisol levels across time, independent of exercise, weather, or routine. Your emotional state is contagious to your dog, not metaphorically, chemically. They absorb it through your body language, your vocal tone, the way you move through a space. And because they can't understand the source, because they have no framework for a difficult work meeting or a financial worry, they can only experience the feeling without the context. That is a particular kind of suffering, distress with no explanation. You don't have to be happy all the time, but knowing this changes what it means to sit with your dog during a hard moment. They're not just keeping you company, they're trying to read whether you're safe. Number 3, changing the rules without warning. Sometimes you let them on the couch, sometimes you don't. Sometimes table scraps are fine, sometimes they're scolded for the same behavior. This feels like flexibility. It might even feel kind, but your dog has no access to your reasoning. They can't know that today you're tired, or that guests are coming, or that you just read something about boundaries. All they can see is that the same action produces different outcomes, and the difference is invisible to them. Animal behaviorists describe this as learned helplessness under inconsistency. When a dog cannot predict how their behavior will be received, they don't relax into uncertainty, they carry it. The low-level anxiety of not knowing what's safe is a quiet, chronic weight. Consistency isn't rigidity, it's fluency. It's giving your dog a language they can actually speak, so they can move through your shared life without bracing for something they can't see coming. Number 4. Rushing the walk. The walk is not exercise to your dog. It is the world. Every blade of grass, every fence post, every patch of sidewalk is a message left by another living thing. Their name, their health, their mood, how recently they passed. Your dog's nose is processing thousands of data points per second that you cannot access and cannot imagine. When you tug the leash and keep moving, you're not redirecting them. You're cutting a sentence short before they've understood it. Behavioral researchers who study canine enrichment consistently find that scent-led exploration is among the most cognitively satisfying activities a dog can engage in, more so than physical exercise alone. A dog who sniffs freely returns home calmer, more settled, more content than one who simply ran. They don't need a longer walk. They need a slower one. That's not a small thing to give someone, especially someone who has been asking for it in the only way they know how every single day. Number 5, hugging them the way you'd hug a person. This one is hard to hear because the instinct behind it is pure. You love your dog. You want to hold them close, so you wrap your arms around them and feel the warmth of that contact. What you're feeling is affection. What they're often feeling is something older and more complicated. Dogs don't have arms. They don't embrace. And their behavioral vocabulary, a limb placed over another animal's body, is not tenderness. It is assertion, restraint, a signal that reads in their language as dominance or threat. Most dogs tolerate hugging from the people they love. Tolerate is the right word. Research led by Dr. Stanley Coren at the University of British Columbia analyzed over 200 photographs of people hugging dogs and found that in more than 80% of images, dogs displayed at least one visible stress signal: ears back, head turned away, the whites of the eyes showing. They don't pull away. They don't growl. They hold still and endure it because you are their person, and they would rather absorb the discomfort than create distance from you. Think about what it means to love someone that much. If you want physical closeness, and they want it too, let them initiate. Let them press into you, settle against your leg, lay their head across your feet. That contact, on their terms, is the real thing. Number 6, being there without being present. Remember the dog who used to sprint to the door? This is where the distance starts. Your dog doesn't only experience absence when you leave the house, they experience it when you're in the same room but unreachable, when you're on your phone while they bring you a toy, when they rest their head on your knee and you don't look down, when they've learned through enough quiet repetition that reaching for you doesn't lead anywhere. They don't withdraw dramatically. They don't protest. They simply stop trying as often. They find a corner of the room. They wait. And this is what most owners never realize. By the time you notice the distance, your dog has already been grieving it for a while. Think about the last time they came to you when you were somewhere else, mid-scroll, mid-show, mid-thought. You probably didn't even register it. They did. Your presence is not background comfort to your dog. It is the thing they are oriented toward, constantly, the way a plant turns toward light. When that light goes dim without explanation, they don't understand why. They only feel the change. You don't have to be available every moment, but the moments when you do turn toward them, fully, without the distraction, register in a way that accumulates. They are keeping track, not in resentment, in hope. Your dog has never asked for much. They still don't. They ask for the reunion at the door, the slow walk where they get to read the world, the moment you put everything down and just look at them, really look, and they feel it. You are their entire world, not a part of it, all of it. And the remarkable thing, the thing that should stay with you, is that they already know you're imperfect. They've watched you on your worst days, your most distracted days, your most absent days, and they came back. They always came back. None of these things make you a bad owner. They make you a human one. But now you know. And knowing changes the ordinary moments, the door, the walk, the quiet evening on the couch, into something you won't take for granted the same way again. Those moments were never small to them. They never were.